Have you ever wanted to make gluten-free sourdough but not known where to start? With all the methods online overwhelming you and not sure who you should listen to? Today I'm going to show you my favorite method and why this method is so amazing and how it can fit even into your busy schedule. By the end of this video, we'll have your starter going in the fridge and you'll only have to pull it out once a week to feed, and you'll be ready to tackle all those gluten-free baked treats you've been wanting to try. Let's get going. Before we jump in the how-to, I just want to let you know that I created a course just for you. It's a free mini course with all the details that I'm going to be going over today. There's a free PDF that tells you all the ratios and exactly how much you need of each ingredient, and then also it's a step-by-step video course as well. So if you want to grab that, you can check out the description below. I'll have a link to my free mini course down there. Hi, I'm Julia. I've been baking gluten-free for 15 plus years and learned a lot. The last 2 years I've been selling my gluten-free baked goods at farmers markets, and I've really loved getting to help some of you guys start your own sourdough starter in your own kitchens. And today I'm happy to help even more of you on the internet learn how to make it wherever you live in your own kitchen. First of all, I just want to let you know that we are going to be doing a dry starter method. The benefits of this method are you only have to feed it once a week, and I just really love how easy it is to work into a busy schedule. There will be another video where I talk about all the details of a dry starter, but for now, let's just jump right in on how to get it going. We're going to start our gluten-free sourdough starter. If you want all the details and the exact measurements, be sure to grab the link below, go into my free starter course, and you can grab that PDF that'll give you all the details. All right, so this is day one of starting your sourdough starter from scratch. We are going to take rice flour and water. You can add xanthan gum if you like. That is all in the PDF that is included in the mini course below. All right, so we're gonna start with a bowl. We're gonna put on our scale and tare it to 0. Measure everything in grams. It just helps things to be very consistent and work out well. So, gonna tare that to 0. And we are going to add in our water. Whoops. All right, there we go. Got our water in there. And now we're going to add our flour. We're just going to mix this up in your bowl. This is just so you can see what the process is like. So I'm going to mix this in my bowl, get it all combined. You can use your hands to work it a little bit. If you haven't done a sourdough starter in your kitchen before, this is going to help it capture those wild yeast and bacteria that are in your air and put them right inside of here, making a bit of a mess. All right, so the xanthan gum really helps this hold together. I am not doing xanthan gum right here, but you can do it either way. It will not affect the end result. It's just going to make it a little harder to hold together as a ball, but I still got it here. Gonna do that. Now we're going to stick this into a clean glass jar and clamp the lid down. So you can see, got our starter right there. It is a dry starter, that's why it's more like a lump of dough than a runny batter. Going to clamp the lid down. That's all you have to do for day one. Now you're going to let this sit on the counter for 48 hours. Okay, now on to day two. We are going to grab the starter that we had from yesterday, and we're going to scrape away any of the gray stuff that might have formed on top. Don't worry about this, it's not mold, it's just part of the process to get it going. So once you scrape that aside, put all of your sourdough starter that you just started on day one, put that into your bowl, and we're gonna add some more rice flour and water. All right, tare it at 0, we need water. All right, so we got our water in there, and now we're gonna add our rice flour. Here we go. All right, and again, we're just gonna mix this up and mix the old starter. So you should have 3 things in here. You have your starter that you started the other day, which is starting to collect those wild yeast and bacteria from your kitchen. And then you have your new flour and water, and what that's going to do is it's going to give those microorganisms that are trying to grow, we're feeding them basically. That's why you call it feeding, because there's live organisms in this, and that is what we are working on feeding. Okay. So once you have this all mixed together, we're gonna scrape it together, put it in a ball, and put it in our glass jar again. Once you've done that, you're gonna repeat that for 2 more days. Every 24 hours, you're gonna feed it. And then after that, we're on to day 6. And day 6 is where we're basically doing what we're gonna be doing in the end, which is our normal feeding routine. And this we will do once a week. All right, we're on to day 6 now. We are gonna start out with our starter again and feed it a normal feeding ratios. So let's grab our starter and put it into the bowl. Always remember to tare your scale. Whoops. All right. On day 6, there might be a little starter left over, but we're just going to discard it this time. It's not quite mature enough to make some of your recipes yet, so just discard it, and then next time you should be able to use it. All right, we can tear that to 0. Now we are going to add in our water. Alrighty, and then rice flour. Let's tear that. Okay, alrighty. Now we are going to mix this up one more time. Let's move the scale out of the way here. Whoops. I know the dry starter might seem a little different if you've never heard of it before, but trust me, once you get to using it, it's really the best. You never have to worry about discard, anything like that. Again, I am going to devote a whole video just to why I like my dry starter best. But today, we're just going to get it going here. So, again, we're going to get this all into a ball. Let's see if we can pick it up here. All right. Again, this is just helping to capture those wild yeast and bacteria that are in your air and put them in here. It's going to help it get activated a little faster. Just knead it and fold it. If you can't do this, if it's too liquidy or too dry, you can always add more water or flour, whatever's needed. Think of the ratios as a guideline. You're always able to tweak them. All right, we have our starter here. Gonna stick it in our jar. Tap it down to the bottom. Clamp the lid on. All right, so at this point your starter is ready to go. You're gonna let it sit on the counter for 4 to 6 hours until you can see the bubbles along the side. Once you can see the bubbles along the side, you are gonna pop this in your fridge. From there, you can use it to make all your recipes, and I will be telling you more about how you do that with a dry starter in another video. Congratulations on getting your sourdough starter going. Now you're able to make all these delicious gluten-free sourdough recipes with your starter. This should be getting bubbly in between 6 to 12 hours. If it's not, just make sure your temperature is warm enough, and maybe you need to keep feeding it a few more times, but you should be off to a pretty good start by now. I will be making a video soon on troubleshooting your starter if you are having any issues. If you're wondering all the reasons why I choose to make a dry starter, check out this video where I'm going to show you all the benefits of dry starters and why this is actually what got me to take the jump into gluten-free sourdough. I'll see you over there.